where students get tricked. You don't remember who coined which concept. So I want you to think and answer this to me. Who has coined the concept of cardinal utility? Who gave the term cardinal utility? Go ahead and try to answer this. Okay. So I'm waiting for the right answer. Who has coined the term concept of cardinal utility? Okay, you're saying Hicks. Let's see. So, the term cardinal utility was first given by Marshall. Remember, I am not asking who derived indifference curve, who derived ordinal concept. No, cardinality. So, remember that cardinal utility was given by Marshall. He was the first person who talked about cardinality, who talked about utils, who said ki utility ko we can measure in 4 utils, 10 utils, 20 utils. So the concept of cardinality, from today you should write this down somewhere, that Marshall is the one who gave the concept of cardinality, right? In fact, all these marginal utilities that you measure, remember you make these tables now, where you say that okay, I consume the first unit, total utility 10, 2 units, total utility 18, 3, total utility 24. All these numbers, these tables, they were first given by Marshall. Okay. Come to the fourth question, a pretty easy question. What does the budget line indicate? And here I want to go ahead and I want to ask you one more question. You answer this. Okay. What does the budget line indicate? Does it indicate the budget line? No. Does it indicate the price ratio? In a way, yes. That's the slope of the budget line. Does it give me the isocost line? No. So the budget line just tells me the rate at which I will be substituting one good for another, right? It is the market rate at which you substitute one good for another. That is what the budget line tells you. So when such question comes in exam, it may seem simpler, but tell me something. Suppose instead of none of the above, I would have gone ahead and I would have given you income of the consumer. Income of the consumer. Now, you may of course think that budget also represents the income. The intercepts that you get on the budget line, this M by Px and this M by Py, of course this represents the income of the consumer also. But still remember, what's the sole purpose of budget line? It is to tell me the rate at which market substitutes one good for another, right? So whenever given a choice between income and price ratio, I would still like to go with price ratio. Both of them are correct, mind you. But if I have to select one option, I would like to go with Px by Py. I would like to go ahead and tell that it represents the ratio at which market substitutes one good for another. Okay. So let us go ahead and take the next question, and this is the question. It says, in which kind of utility analysis utility can be measured in the definite numbers, which means I can measure it in terms of number. Ordinal concept, cardinal concept, both, none of these. Remember the meaning of each term. Ordinal, apne aap mein, if you go to statistics and you search, in which there are different ways of going ahead and calculating numbers, ordinality, beta, it means ranking. So ordinal concept is telling me I don't care about how much utility you give me. Whether A gives you utility of 10,000 and B gives you utility of 0, or A gives you utility of 9 and B gives you utility of 8.99999. both of these are equivalent situations for me, that A is preferred to B, that utility of A is more than utility from B. It does not matter to me what numbers are. It only matters what the ranking is. That is what the ordinality says. So all of you are correct when you are saying that it should be the cardinal utility concept. Okay. Come to the next question. And the question is this. Which of the following is the nature of utility? Subjective, psychological, relative, or all of the above? So I am giving you a time and go ahead and tell me the answer to this question. What do you think should be the nature of utility? And when I say nature of utility, you need to tell me the features. Let's go ahead and see. Subjective concept, yes, definitely. It differs from one person to another. Na? How I define my satisfaction from studying would be very different of how you define your satisfaction. So subjective to definitely hai. It is not objective in nature. Is it psychological? Yes. It depends on the psychology of the human being. Is it a relative concept? Yes. When I compare two things, say when I compare a Maruti 800 with say a Ford EcoSport, what am I comparing? I am comparing how much utility they give me in relative terms. I cannot define in terms of number. I can only say one gives me more utility than the other. So therefore, all of these options are the correct options. So answer is